Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Good morning. Hello, hello. We have a picture of the day. Someone is working on stuff. Nice. I don't know how much time it will take me to change all those pictures to new ones. We start to archive, some of the. As soon as we reach, the maximum number, 365, one per day. I think I will start to archive the old ones. I don't know where to put them though. I think it would be still nice to have them on the internet somehow, to have some old pictures of the game that was. I think would be cool. Okay, so what are we working on? We are working on random procedural dungeon generation. And I'm trying to figure out a bit of what I want. I have an idea in mind, right? But I didn't yet fully develop it, right? So is there is still a bit to do in terms of design, right? In terms of design, but it's something that I wanted to do already since very long time, and I think that now I have the chance because the base game is kind of ported and everything is kind of in place. I mean, it is working. Maybe it's not the best, but it's working, and so I think it's a good time to create more dynamic stuff. Now, what we have seen yesterday is that performance-wise, it seems to be pretty heavy. Yeah, it seems to be pretty heavy on performances. And by the way, I discovered how to do the particle effect, to disable the particle effect at distance. It's actually pretty easy. You cannot do it from here. You have to do it directly inside the room. So you can say, so when the object is actually placed, so that particular instance, right, of a particle effect, you can say here there is a max desired draw distance, and you can say that, yeah, after a certain distance is not drawn at all, right? So I think we have to basically change all of them to like 10 meters or so. I think if you are farther than 10 meters probably is okay, just not to. I mean, consider that here I'm probably at, if you look at that one, I think it's 4, 8, 12. I don't know, we can say 15. We can probably say 15. So like all the particles should have a maximum range of 1500, right? I think that would be kind of safe to say in this particular case, and not for all of them in any place, but I think would be kind of good. By the way, you can do the same with the lights and other stuff, but I don't know if I want to do that with lights. But so that's one optimization. The second optimization is that where you are not that close, right? I think it's a bit useless to have like the smoke, the embers, and the distortion. So I think actually would be a good idea to create a new LOD, right? And the new LOD can kick in at something like probably 10 meters or 8. I don't know if you want to go 8 or 10. We can see how it looks, but definitely at 8 meters I want to disable the heat distortion. I want to disable the embers, and I want to disable the smoke. So I think we will only be left with this. I don't know if we can go even a bit more than that. So just have a. I don't understand too much. What is the difference between these two? One is the small one inside, and the other is the one outside. Okay, yeah. So we only leave the one outside. I think is okay. So at yeah, so at a distance of like 8 meters plus, it will only look like this. And this is unfortunately not working for what I understand in the editor, right? I think you have to run the game, even if it seems that you already changed somehow. That's kind of strange. Wait, we are on the wrong map. So here we have the smoke, we have the ember, and we have the double. If we go here, we only have the flame, right? I think 8 meters should be pretty much where I am now. Yeah, now we started. Maybe you cannot see it too well, but there is actually a smoke effect now. And here is removed. Yeah, I mean, we could even do it closer than that, actually. But I think it's already good optimization. I think we have to think about this, right? And really add LOD overall. And as you can see, like that torch down there doesn't have any effect because we said it is after 15 meters, right? So yeah, you see, it started now. By the way, it's not very centered. That one is not very centered. We can center it better, but yeah. Oh, I think it's good. Yeah, I think now it's probably better. Yeah, so this is a good optimization. I'm thinking, I think we should probably do it overall, you know, for all our particles somehow. Even if in game at the moment we don't have a performance issue, but we may hit it with this thing. Deeper into the dungeon, yeah. So yeah, for all the ones that are, so I think we can save, I mean, we can do the same for pretty much all the flames. I mean, all the particles, to be sure that all the rooms have, how do I do it in a way that I don't miss? I think I should go just one by one. I think every room at the moment only has one light. Right? Room 3. They are not really instances, so it's fine. I just wanted to see if we gain any performances, you know, by doing this or not. I mean, we should, because we will have way less particles, you know, being. I think we can do the same with all the stairs. So we definitely have more pieces. Hello, Hula. Hi. Deeper into the dungeon. Yes, here we go. We're trying to make it trying to make it better. But I think now is where the interesting stuff will start, and it's not easy. It's not easy, I tell you. There will be some hard stuff that we need to do. Some really hard stuff we need to do. Okay, I did it on all the rooms, so should be good. Let me just see if we gain any performance or not. Because basically all the particles will disappear at a distance, right? And well, we are 70 FPS with this. We are 70 FPS. I mean, consider we are in debug mode, right? Inside the editor, so the speed is not really the final one for sure. But, you know, it's not too bad because this is not a debug. No, it's not a debug run. Is it? No, yes, the engine. Yeah, the engine is in developer, compiled in developer source. So I think yes, it's definitely not optimized. So the question I have is, do we want to apply a rule for the ray rooms as well or not? I think I would like to have an additional rule that is unique, right? Unique rooms or not. So like, if you want the ray rooms to actually be unique, or maybe we can create another set that is called unique rooms, because you may decide that you want the ray rooms repeated or not, right? And if we say not, that room will appear only once. You have no guarantee that the room will appear at the end, right? You know what I'm thinking? What I'm thinking is this. When we start generating, right? We connect room with room, right? And we basically create a kind of a tree, right? Kind of a tree of information. So let's assume that this one is the starting room, right? If you want to see this data as a tree, right, you can. Because let's assume that this is room number 1, right? This get added next, this is get added next, this is get added next, and this is added next, right? So our actual view of this would be, you know, a 3 that is actually 1 with 2 children, right? 2 and 3, and then 3 as 1 children, that is 4 as 1 child, that is 4, and 1 and 4 as 1 child, that is 5, right? So I think that we can create a 3 that is actually. Now the question is why I would want this. Well, I would want this because, for example, you know, we may decide. So let's imagine that now we want to have an algorithm that says the treasure, right? The treasure chest should be only in the last room, right? So if we don't have this, we don't know which one is the last room, right? We don't know. We have no idea. And so if we do something like this, I can do a lot of considerations, right? So let's assume that I want to say, oh, in room number 4, right? In room number 4, there is actually a door. And I want this door to be openable only by a key, right? And I want to put this key somewhere in the dungeon, right? Now, if we don't know the sequence, I may put the key in room number 5, right? Which is obviously wrong. I may put the key in room number 5. And so it will be impossible to open door number 4, right? While if I have this thing, I can say, oh, I know that room number 5 is after, and so I should put it or in room number 3, or even better, on another branch. So the best place probably will be here, right? So it is not connected directly with this branch, right? This is valid for many other things, like if we want to place monsters in the future in the dungeon, maybe we don't want the monsters to be in the first room or in the rooms that are very, very close to the entrance, right? And maybe we may decide to distribute, I don't know, traps, like to have traps here, because it's in between the start and the end, right? And so on. So I think that we can design branches, right? Now the only problem of the current generation is that you cannot do something like this, right? You cannot. So in the current design that we have, we cannot create a circular dungeon. We cannot because the current algorithm does not understand that this has another connection close to it, right? We can add it because actually it could search all the connectors in proximity, understand there is another connector exactly in the same spot, and so decide to keep it open, right? And that would be kind of nice from the dungeon generation perspective, but it will be extremely problematic, right? From the discussion I already had, right? I just had. So because this will mean that if I have a room 6, right, and it is actually considered the deepest, right, the deepest area in the dungeon, because I will have here you know, a 6, and then I can connect, you know, somehow this with this. This will completely destroy the purpose of all the traps and all the stuff, right? So or we do it intelligently, and so we have a way to actually navigate that and assign So let's imagine. So let's imagine that we start here, right? And then we have branch, 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 straight branch, connection, branch, 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 right? So in this case would be okay because we know that this is the connection point and pretty much the road from here to here, you know, is the same length compared to from here to here. So I think in this case we would be okay in connecting it, right? So if there is roughly the same distance between between the two roads, we may decide to connect it. This could be an analysis that we do on the tree, right? So we generate it, we analyze the tree, and then we decide what to do, right? Because actually we can do this analysis, right? We can do this analysis and say if there are two roads that are two paths that are actually pretty much the same length and they intersect at a certain point, we may decide to keep it and to actually connect it. Now, it is way more complex from the code point of view, but I think it's something we may decide to do in the future. Right? So I guess the question is, how do we keep this structure? Right? How do we keep this structure? Is it just a father-child? But is a father-child of what? What do we want to keep in each node? I think that we want to keep I think we want to keep the room type because we may want to know, you know, what. So I think it will be a struct. I think we need a struct containing but will be a struct of a struct because again is a child father-child relationship. I think we did this already. For example, well, we did it for crafting, right? We did it for crafting because when we send the information to the client, we actually send a crafting tree, and so if I look at, let me think. If I go to, I don't know. I don't remember where that is. It should be inside Work Manager, but I'm not 100%. Yeah, should be in Work Manager. And there should be a structure called F crafting, probably. F crafting node, exactly. Now, F crafting node, I think is already the one that we use with the editor. Oh, we had to override the net serialize. I don't remember why. Was it for the children or was it for what? I think it was probably for the children. Get crafting node children. Okay. So we have a BP util. That can access that. Yeah, I'm just thinking if we should do all of this in C++ anyway. I think that, you know, navigating this structure in blueprints, I think is kind of a bad idea. The background music is really low. I see the volume seems to be okay. I mean, that's 5. I think it depends also a bit on the music type, you know. Is compared to my voice, if you want to see the difference between my voice and the background music, here is the... So the background music maximum at this point was about 3.6 dB below my voice. Right, so yeah, it is lower, but I think if we put it too high, maybe it's not a good idea. So I'm thinking if I should do it all in C++, right? And I think probably the answer is yes, because it would be so much easier. And I don't even think that I need to access that from... I think the only problem will be when we create the structure, right? Because now we create the structure, so I basically need to transform this all in C++. That's very possible, because actually, you know, the father-child relationship, I mean, apart from the first room, okay, right, which is kind of easy. Then we know... I mean, in theory, I could create kind of a manager class that we initialize at the beginning, and we initialize it in blueprints as well, and then I call a function, right? I call a function in that class with just saying add new child, and it will take the first room, which is actually this one, current spawn room, right? You will take the current spawn room as the father, and you will take this one, which is the room number 2, right? The new room as the child, and we will have to do it. Kind of down here, right? Well, yeah, kind of here. Yeah. The only point is that I need to instantiate that class, right, in the context of my... So is it enough to... yeah, I think so, yes. Is it enough to have it as a variable? Yeah, I think it's enough to have it as a variable. So we could have a C++ class, right, which is actually keeping the 3 structure and is responsible of doing all the 3 calculations. That can be called with add child, and then it can be called with, for example, retrieve longest path, right, or something like that. It can also be the one that we use maybe to then spawn chest or other stuff. How many monster trap NPC you want in all the dungeons and what? I think it will be very variable. I think it will be randomized, so it's not one number, right? It will be... I mean, it can be, sometimes they can be 1, sometimes they can be 10. I think it's random. It's really random. And yeah, the player will get loot. I mean, we will get loot through monsters, and he will get loot through chest. Yeah, so that's pretty much, you know, the benefit of having that dungeon. Yeah, so what I'm thinking to create a dungeon manager class. In theory, should be this guy, by the way, right? It should actually be this guy. Because this is the guy where we already have everything, so it should probably be this guy. But it's fine. We can call it dungeon generation start, right? Not BP, but dungeon generation start. So the BP will be deriving from it. This one at the moment is deriving from actor and is actually placed in the level like this. And we can yeah, but I think it's a good plan. So new, where is it? No. New C++ class. I'm really a bit undecided if it should be an actor or not, but I think it should, because I think we will place this actor in game in a specific location, and the dungeon will just, you know, sprawl from it. I think the only problem is... there is a problem, huh? The problem will be that we may have, right, an area, you know, an area with grass, And then we may have an area, I don't know, where there is a rock or something, and we want the entrance of our dungeon here, right? We want the entrance of our dungeon here. And so with the current generation, I'm not considering that I may have a roof right here, or may have so with the current generation, we start from the starting room and then we generate all around it, but it can be in any direction, right? It can be in any direction. So or we decide that the starting room is always something that goes deeper into the, yeah, probably, yeah. So I think that we will need, I think we will need to have our starting room to be a room with a stair, or maybe even with a double stair, right? It goes down pretty much, right? And then the real dungeon starts from here, right? And here we start to connect the different rooms, and because otherwise I think it's very likely that we are going to hit, right, the roof or the ground here. So that, I think we will have to think about it. I will have to think about it, how to ensure that we are not overlapping with existing. So yeah, it should be something like go down 2 levels and then generate, right? Or we can do something different. You know, we can have this part completely disconnected, and there will be a kind of a teleport, right? There can be a kind of a teleport effect, right? And then we go, but I don't think I really like the teleport effect. I think it would be nicer if the dungeon is actually connected, you know, physically to a place. I'm thinking. But anyway, I think that still this requires, you know, the creation of this year's requires the creation of well, first of all, we need this algorithm for the ray rooms, right? And we didn't do it yet. But in addition to that, I think I want to keep I think it's connected to that, because the ray rooms I want to place, because I want to place the ray room like at the end, right, of my chain. And if I don't know at which point I am in the chain, I don't know if I want to spawn a ray room or not, right? So that's the problem. I don't want to have a ray room that is like at position number 2 or number 3. And remember that we may have the generation do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then come here and do 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sorry, 5, and then do 6 here that is closer to the entrance. So the generated so our generation is completely randomized with all the available connections. And so it may go back, right? It may go back and decide to continue a branch that was really at the beginning, right? And it may do it later on. Now, we can change that algorithm if we want. Should we? Would it be better that the algorithm always generates the same length of path? No, I don't think so. I think it's better as it is now because it's more random. If I decide to go one level deeper for each of the branches, I think the overall resulting dungeon will be fairly repetitive. Yeah. I'm thinking. I think it's better as it is now. I think it's better as it is now. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel it is better. So I think what we need to do, we need to save the structure in a supporting class, right? And it should be a 3 structure. So we can say mimicking. How do you say mimicking? Mimicking? I don't know. Save a 3 structure. Yeah, like save a 3 structure representing the rooms, right? In a supporting class that can then be navigated. I think I want to do that now. I think that's the next step of evolution for our thing. Because then I can identify the last room of each branch. I can analyze the deepness and I can say, oh, it's 6 deep. And so, yes, I want to put a chest in a 6 deep, right? And I don't want to put a chest in a 2 deep. So in this case, right, we have here, apart that now I kind of, I mean, we should delete this door because this door really should not exist at all. Okay, who cares? But yeah. No. Okay. Yeah, so this is what I think we should do. So I think to do that, yes, we can add a new class, and this class will be an actor. And this actor will be called dungeon generation start. So dungeon start, right? So similar to this one that is the BP. And wait, maybe we need to close this Visual Studio, otherwise the guy is getting confused. Yeah, we will add that. I don't know why sometimes the hot reload is actually possible, other times not. Yeah. I don't know if I can rebuild it like this, or if you would not allow me to auto reload. I mean, I never liked auto reloads, but let's see if in this case we can do it. This is the beginning, boys. This is the beginning of something great. I know. I know it already. I can see it. That is the beginning of something fantastic. This is the beginning of something fantastic. One failed. Yeah, unable to build while live coding is active. Exit the editor. It's fine. We can close it. So we need to start thinking, how does that structure look like, right? I think it should look very similarly to what we have in the other. So it's just a struct of nodes, and I think it can be fully C++. I don't think I have the need to really access that too much from blueprints in terms of the tree itself. I think I need it to access only one room after we find out that is the one that we want to use, right? So yeah, so the reference to the room I think should be there, and so I need a kind of a supporting structure that we can also place here. I think it's not too much of a deal, too big of a deal, right? We can also place it. We can also place it here. And that structure should be pretty much like our crafting node, just that I think we have two crafting nodes. We have one that was dedicated to blueprints, and one that is just the internal one, right? And the internal one is nothing else than a pointer to another, with the difference of so I think we have a crafting node and an F crafting node, right? Because otherwise we couldn't really serialize it. I don't remember why, but there was a problem with it. There was a problem with it, right? Was it? And I think we don't care. I mean, we don't care to reuse nodes within the structure. Like every node is unique. Yeah, I think every node is unique, and yeah. Maybe we can also have it blueprint enabled, but I don't think it's needed at this point. So I think we can call it F dungeon room node. And at the moment we can just have a child, and I think we don't need I don't even need it to be a blueprint type, I think. And I don't think I need any of this serialization, because I will not access that. I would just need to be able to access one node, but that node, I think I can just copy the content and return it, right? I think that would be the easiest. So I just create another structure which is representing one element without children, and I just pass that. So probably, yeah, so probably I need actually two. I'm thinking, but yeah, so I think at the minimum this will have, so let's see what properties it will have. It will have an actor, which is our room, which we don't need. I mean, at this point we don't really need it to be well, because we will need to scan, right? We will need to scan all the components, huh? And the scanning we will do it in C++, and so we need all the objects to actually be otherwise there will be no work unless we go by tag, but I think going by tag is pretty lame. Hello, who joined? Hello, Daniel. Hey Daniel, thank you for the subscription on YouTube. Hello. Okay, so I'm trying to think what I need. And I think what I need is actually two classes, right? One which is just the pure output for the editor, which may contain a bunch of stuff like this, excluding the children's, and then one that is the actual class that I'm using in C++, and that would be something like this with the children, right? And we don't need, I don't think we need access from blueprints. And in terms of content, I think we need in terms of content, I think we need for sure an actor, which is actually the pointer. Do we want a pointer to the class, or do we want a pointer to the I think we can. I think we need a pointer to the actual room, right? That has been generated. So this will be a pointer to the actual room that has been generated. And this will basically contain already everything. I mean, I'm thinking if I need additional parameters extracted, right? But actually, if I can access that room, I can see how many connections he has. I can see, I can see a bunch of stuff. So I think that the room itself may be enough. I don't know. We will see later. Maybe later I will need more, right? But pretty much we will store the room and we will store the children. So that is the main structure where we keep that we used to, right? And And in terms of this one, I think we just need the pointer to the actor again, and that's it. So we will just send to the blueprint. Yeah, I don't think I need anything else. I mean, we can add later on. We may add, you know, maybe the name or the type, or but for now I don't think I need any. I don't think I need anything else. Let's start like this and see how it looks. So basically, so we need a an initialization, right, of this thing, and as soon as we initialize it, we will have our. I think we can make it protected or even private. We have our dungeon room node pointer, which is actually our tree structure, right? And this one at the beginning will not be initialized, I think, so it will just be empty. I think it's the same that we do with our crafting classes, right? I think that this if I search crafting node, right, and I go like this, yeah, you see that there is an array of crafting node pointers. The only difference, I think, that this crafting node, let me see how it is defined. In this case, it's an array of, because I can have multiple, because it's a forest, right? It's not just a tree. So it's a forest, so it may have multiple fathers. I'm just a bit surprised that this is not a pointer to, but fine. But I think that yeah, it is a bit different actually, because there is actually a 3 map, so a T map of, so it's slightly different implementation. It's way more complex. It's way more complex. Okay, so this is pretty much what we need. Then we need a way to add, right? We need a way to add a new node, right? And this will be as simple as, so, and this needs to be a blueprint callable function, right? So this needs to be a U function for sure, right? Similarly to what we had, I think here is not declared, but anyway, similar to what we have in any of this, right? So I think we only want the blueprint callable. Yeah, we can have a category if you want, but pretty much that's what we need. Yeah. Category, we can call it dungeon generation. So this will be like this will be like add new room, right? So now how do we add? So I think that we always want to add a new room compared to the father room. So adding a new room should always specify an A actor pointer, which is actually the father, right? And we will have to scan. Yeah, the problem is that we will have to scan the tree to find which is the actual node that has been added. Now we are not speaking about thousands of nodes, right? So we're speaking about dozens, and so I think I don't care if I have to scan the whole tree multiple times, right? Because it's anyway fairly quick. So I think it should be okay. So we will have an actor that's the father, and we will have an actor that's the child, right? Pretty much. And this will be our new room. And this one, I mean, if the father is empty, it means that is our first room, right? So let's say that if the father is null, is empty, then is our first room, and so we can just initialize, you know, we can just initialize. Well, in general, we will have to create always a new dungeon room, but so we will have to create this, right? We will have to create yes, we'll have to create that. So we will create a new dungeon room node, and we will just assign it to our main structure. And we don't care, I mean, these are not unreal objects, so we will just do new. I think we don't care about it. And yeah, we may have a constructor that is now that is a that is not, yeah, that is not an Unreal Engine class, right? So we may have our constructor that is, I think we can construct a dungeon room node only only like this, right? So we set the room as me, right? So I think there is no empty constructor. I think would make no sense. Right, so we just create it like this, and then we assign to our tree structure, right, this new top node, which at the moment is no children and is completely yeah, it has an empty children structure, right, which is fine. I think this array should be an array of dungeon room node pointer though, right? I mean, I want them to be, yeah, I think so. I want them to be referencing the actual right? Yeah. Why not? I don't know why it was not, probably because it was in a blueprint, but anyway. So we do this, and so we have a way to add a new room, and then we will have functions to navigate, right? So here we just return, right? If he's not, I mean, if there is a father and a child, then it means that this is a child room, and if it's a child room, then we need to find out who is my father, right? So I will actually have to loop through my tree recursively, right? Because the father may be at any point, right, in the structure. So I think we need to add a new function that is like add new room recursive or something like that. And this will be internal, so will not be exposed to blueprints, right? Right, so we will do that, and Visual Studio, no, doesn't want to help me to add it as a, okay, doesn't want to help me. Okay, GG. Yeah, so this one will recursively go through to the current father. So we'll basically search the father and then attach the child, right? And you will have to go through a dungeon room node, current node, something like that. And then it will basically for loop, right? In our current node children, and for each of the children, it will see if right. So the children are these things, right? Right. And for either child room, we will see if, I mean, including the current node, by the way, yeah, exactly. Right, something like this. So we can say if the current node is equal to the father, no, sorry, if the current node room is equal to the father, then we found our guy, right? And it means that we can actually if the current room is equal to the father, then we will have to add, so we'll have to take the current node children and add this new child, right? And no, actually we will have to create a new dungeon room with yeah, I'm just wondering why I have a dungeon room and not just an actor. Well, because I may have other variable in the future that I want to store, right? So I think it's okay. I think it's okay. So we generate a new dungeon room node, we associate the room to the child, and then we add to the list of children of this node the new node that we have selected, right? that we have found, and then we return, because here we are good, right? I don't know if we want to return like a boolean if found, so that we can exit from yeah, maybe it's a better idea. So we don't have to scan the world 3 in case we found it. Yeah, potentially. So we will actually return true, right? Now, if we get at the end of the list and we don't find it, anyway. So if I do this, right? If it's found, we just return true, right? If at the end of everything we didn't find it, then we return false, right? Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Is it correct, boys? Is it correct? Right, so here we send the top node, and we send the father and child, and we start our recursive thingy. Why it doesn't like it? Because the top actually needs to be our top, which is called tree structure, right? Something like that. Why? Why? Dungeon room node. Because I didn't add a way. Okay. Okay, good. So that is good. So this will basically allow us to have this kind of tree, and it will, and we can populate it as needed. Unresolved external. Because I didn't say that it was a boolean. No, I said it was a boolean. Boolean, what? Dungeon room node, actor, dungeon room node, actor. What? Huh? What I, fuck. Okay. Yes, correct. Ask to ChatGPT if this is correct. Ask to ChatGPT. No, thank you. I had a bad experience with ChatGPT lately. When I was trying to solve, you remember when we were trying to solve the rotation problem, and ChatGPT just went crazy, and it was like continuously giving the same answer over and over without properly answering. So it was bad. It was very bad. Okay, succeeded. So we have our new class. So what we should do? We should then we need one. Then let me try. So how do we know, for example? Yeah, this I think I can ask to ChatGPT if we want. If we want to do it a bit faster. Okay, let's try. Let's try. That may be a good one. We can say let's try just for fun. We can say dungeon room node. Yeah, the problem, you know what, with ChatGPT is that you have to give him the whole source, and I don't know if he's really understanding it. But anyway, there is the header file, there is the CPP file. Let's see. It's always fun, I would say. It's always fun. Okay, so I mean, he's starting to think about it. I don't know why, but so what I need, this code provides a foundation for a dungeon generation system with a hierarchical room structure that allows new rooms to be established in relation between them, and actual logic for the dungeon generation is not provided. Yeah, exactly. So what I need on this, I need I need a method, right? I need what? What was it? I pressed something and this popped up. What? What did I press? No idea. So I need, I think it was like Control I. Was Control, what is this? If I do Control Shift I, this pops up. What is it? Custom instructions? Interesting. Control Shift I does that, guys. Never seen it in my life. Okay, so we need a method. So we need a method to know the longest branch of our tree structure, right? Or what? What is the question? Do we want to know the longest branch? Do we want to know how many branches? Do we want to know? I think we want to know how many branches, and we want to know the longest branch. And then we want to know for each branch the length. Yeah, we want to know the longest, and we want to know for each branch the length, right? But we also want to know which one is it, because then I will need to take that branch, right, and analyze it. So that is kind of interesting. Let's ask it. I want to know, we need a method to know the longest branch of our tree structure. It should return also all the dungeon rooms, right? All the dungeon room nodes involved in the branch. Okay, let's see, Hula. Let's see what it does, okay? Let's see what it does. Find longest branch. Seems to be okay. Find longest branch, array of dungeon room node, longest branch, array of... What? That is a bit weird. Start the recursive search from the root. Add a current node to the current branch. Check if the current branch is longer than the longest. Ah, yes, because it needs to know. We does it. Okay. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's not bad. Recursively search each child with the other function. Remove the current node from the branch when backtracking. Remove the current node from the branch when backtracking. Yeah. That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, I think it's not bad, boys. I think it's not bad. I think it's not bad. The only thing that I don't like too much is the fact that it's keeping another array for the current branch, but it's not bad, huh? Now, how do we want to access this? Meaning, I mean, this will obviously never work, right? But because we cannot have a blueprint function with a pointer to whatever, right? To something that is not a blueprint. But okay, it doesn't know that. The artificial intelligence doesn't know that, which is okay. But still, I think that is pretty good. Find the longest branch in the structure. I don't know though if I need to search the longest or I need to search... I mean, we can start with the longest, okay? But in theory, we need all the branches. We need all the branches. Because for every branch, we may decide to do something. So I don't know if I want... I need to think about it. I don't know if I want... How should we do it, boys? How should we do it? How should we do it? How should we do it? So let's say that we have a structure like this, right? And there is the structure of our rooms, right? Do we want to identify only the leaves? Or do we want to identify... Do we want to identify this branch, this branch, this branch, this branch, or not? Like, if, just to put the question in a better way, if we have to place a door and a key and a chest, okay? So let's assume that we have a door, a key, and a chest, right? A door, a key, and a chest. So would you put this stuff? Would you put this stuff considering the whole branch, or considering the remaining branch like this, the remaining branch after having removed the previous branches? Because, you know, I mean, like, if you do it just considering the full branch, it may happen that you put a key here for this particular chest, and then you put another key here for this particular chest, right? Which is a bit weird. So you will have, like, just because there are two branches that are passing through the same room, right? And well, you can probably say, oh, if that room is already used for something, then you can remove it and then you will put the key here, right? That is also possible. That is also possible. Also, I think it will be very interesting to have the maximum distance, right, of two nodes. Like, for example, you want to put a key maybe here. I mean, if you want to be a bit evil, right, you can put a key here when the chest is actually here, right? Which is the maximum distance in your 3. Well, probably the maximum distance would be here, I guess, but the same, right? Also, you may want to ensure a minimum distance between the key and the chest, right? You may say, oh, it must be at least 5 rooms or something like this. I'm pretty sure that this is already available somewhere in terms of, you know, random generation. I just don't know where to search it, but I'm pretty sure that someone already figured out exactly this a million times, and there are like defined algorithms to do this. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they are public, but there is a very typical easy problem. I mean, typical problem, you know, in video games. So yeah, I think that the variables are like the longest path, which is anyway nice to know. And then not the longest branch, but the maximum distance. I mean, we always need to be able to calculate the distance between one node and another node, right? Well, but that I guess is easy to find, right? If I say C++ tree structure, calculate distance between nodes, I think that would be fairly simple. Right? And there is already the code, whatever. You basically have to find the level. Returns the level of key K if it's present in the tree, otherwise returns -1. It's basically recursively finding the level, adding 1, understanding which level you are, and then the distance util is, yeah, it's finding the distance from the root, and then yeah. Yeah, something like this. I'm just thinking what we need, right? What do we need? I mean, do we need also that distance or no? Well, I think it would be nice. Well, I could actually store the distance from the root, you know, directly in the node, so I don't have to recalculate it, right? Because this will not change. Wait, this will not change. I'm not sure that is true. is the level always fixed? Because I'm adding one room at a time, right? I'm adding one room at a time. Yeah, I would say yes. The level is always fixed. So in theory, we could simply add. So we don't have to recalculate it all the time, right? Which I guess is better. So we can add it here as level of deepness. How you say level of deepness, level distance from the top. Hello, Simon. Hey. Spawn the chest, only play travel X node or more. Yeah, I'm thinking something like that. I'm just reasoning on the problem and see. I mean, how do you define X? How do you define X? There. So basically starts with 0. And then what? Done. So that will ensure that we have do you remember if we got the marketplace stuff this month? Yeah, we got it, huh? Let me just double check to be sure. We got the free for the month, huh? Yeah, we got it. There was this fantasy mega pack that was kind of interesting. You should grab these things as well, guys, because you may use them, right, in the future. I don't know. Okay, so let's say that we have the level, right? So while we build the structure, we automatically have the level. So if we automatically have the level, calculating the longest streak may even be simpler than that, right? Because the longest streak is actually... I mean, you don't even need... I mean, you kind of still need it because you anyway need to go through the tree and check all the nodes and store the current node, and yeah, I think you have to do the same thing anyway. Yeah. No, but I think this code is not bad. I think we can I think we can add it actually. I mean, assuming that it works, but I think that if you ask questions to ChatGPT that are easy questions, I think the answer is relatively okay. I mean, you may have to double check, but this seems to be fine to me. This seems to be fine. It is a bit weird though, because he's assigning the wall T array to this current branch equal to longest branch, and then recursively search each child. Yeah, it may actually be correct. It may actually be correct. But you never know until you test it, you know? You never know. So I think that I want to print the longest branch, right? So after now I want to print the longest branch. Now I want to print the longest branch. Let me see if it's smart enough, or is no, is re. No. It's taking the yeah. It's good. Yeah, exactly. No, it did it good. He actually did it good. He actually did it good. Yeah. He actually did it good. Don't know why is using. I mean, why is passing this by reference? Because it's a const. I don't know. I mean, we never change it, right? You did exactly the same. He said yes, but then he did exactly the same. Okay. Fine. Yep. So we can actually. We can actually print it out, yeah. I don't know what he's printing. He's printing the room name. Which I guess is kind of okay. Now, I think that we can... so let's say if we initialize this structure in Blueprint, right? So if we make our dungeon start BP derived from this, and then we start to add new rooms to it with this function, and then at the end of the generation we do this. I think we may see what happens, right? But we may find the longest branch actually. No, we cannot, because no, we cannot. Because we can, yeah. Ow. Why I had that? So I think we should do it like this for now. Yeah, we should do it like this, because it cannot return that, because that is not so we don't return it, we just print it, right? We just print it out. Now if it's true or not will be pretty hard to determine, mainly if it's a long, if it's a big dungeon. I think it will not be very easy to determine if the answer is right, but because we only have the room name. The room name is, I think it would be nice if we could change. I mean, I could actually spawn a red cylinder or something, you know, on top of all the rooms that are making the longest chain. That would be kind of fun. Hello, Tutarel. Hi. How are you? So let's try to break it by making the father class of this guy being our dungeon start CPP class, right? And let's see if this breaks anything. In theory should not break anything, but let's see. Okay, it didn't break anything, which is pretty good. Okay, now it didn't break anything. Nice. Now that we have this as the father, we can actually call we can actually do it here, right? We can here we can call add new room, right? And add new room will be, by the way, we also need to add new room to the father. So this is the father, this is the first room that is getting spawned, so we also need to add this, because that's the beginning of everything. So father will be empty and child will be this guy. She's okay, just an actor. The fact that it's cast to BP should not make any difference. So it's fine. Then we do the same here, where our room 2 is. Yes, exactly. Is this line? It's this line. It's this line. This line. This line. And the father is the currently spawned. Wait a second. Because the currently spawned, I think we change it inside of this, if I remember right. Yep, current spawn room. So the father, we lose it. The father, we lose it. So I need to get it from. No, I need to keep a previous father here. I need to keep a previous father. So I will call I will create a new variable that is called previously spawned room, and this previously spawned room will be set equal to, so before this, no, before this, yeah, exactly, before this. So at any time here, I'm gonna set this variable to this, so that I can still use it as a father down here, right? Otherwise I will not be able to. Okay. And this will add a new room, add a new room, add new room, add new room, add new room. And they will then, yeah, and then at the end of everything, the end of everything is here, right? The end of everything is here. We call find longest branch, right? And it is going to print also something in the console. Now it's printing in the console. I think it will come out here in the output log, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's save all, because this may crash. This may crash. Huh, it didn't crash. Interesting. It's always amazing that we have a new dungeon every time. Okay, so in theory, let me see what he printed, but yeah, longest branch. Actually printed this. Now, is it true? Is it true? I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. Is it true if this is the longest branch? Bah. What I see is that there are no duplicates, which makes me think that at least is correct. So this will be a branch of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So can I print the length? Wait, I think it would be nice if we can print the length. So longest branch percentage D. Unfortunately, I think I will not be able to. But it's kind of good, huh? Well, we can try with a simpler, right? At the moment, we are generating like 20 rooms. We can try with 5 and see if it's correct. And then we assume that it's correct also for 20. We can try with 10, maybe. So if I have the longest branch, but this is very good, huh? This is very good. This is very good. Because it means that we can analyze our dungeon, you know, and this is the beginning of the next phase, which is using that dungeon for something. Right? Can I change the starting map? Because it's a bit annoying that every time start map, dungeon generation map. Exactly. Good job. So, oh wow. Oh wow. It went down immediately. Wow, it went down with 2 stairs. So it started from here, right? And then it went down like a lot. Holy moly. And then all of this is 1 level. Yeah, we have too many of the rare rooms actually. We have too many of the rare rooms, but it's actually pretty cool. Yeah, it is actually closed. Yeah, it is correct. It is correct. It is closed. There is no door here, so it's good that he closed it. Wow. This longest streak, I think, will be very long. Let me see how much it was. No! We failed. The longest branch 2? What the fuck? What do you mean longest branch 2? You failed. Room 2, C0, stair 3? What? Room 2, C0, stair 3. Yes, exactly. No, he failed, huh? He failed miserably. He failed miserably, boys. I don't understand why, but he failed miserably. Room 2 is the correct one. Is the starting room. But then he detected 1 stair. Stair 3C0. And nothing else. What the hell? So the code is wrong, eh? The code of the AI is wrong. Fuck. As usual. As usual. The code of the AI is wrong, boys. No. No. I think this part may be wrong. Remove the current node from the branch when backtracing. Does this make it... I mean, does this... Because it looks like he removed all the Yeah, because I think that this is destroying, bro. But this is not a pointer though. This is not a pointer. But we are passing it by reference. So actually, if I say this equal to this, I think my fear is that it's just destroying the array. No? It's just destroying the longest. So if I end up at the end with the I don't like this one, because this is basically taking the current longest and is doing an equal, so it's setting first delete all currently contained element and then copies from the other array. Is this a real copy? I mean a full copy? I mean if it's a full copy I think it's okay, but it must be a full copy, otherwise when then we go here and we pop, right, we will pop it from not from the current branch but from the longest branch, and that is what it may cause that problem. That is so only two elements, right? I don't know, seems weird that it failed, but it actually failed. Wow. Double state is always amazing. Sometimes there are double states that are very nice to see. Like longest branch 4. I mean again, I think he fucked up again. I think he fucked up again. I think so. The first one looked good, but then the subsequent ones, they look wrong. One, two, three, four, five, 6. It's impossible that it's 6. It's absolutely impossible. It's absolutely impossible. This is wrong. If the car so is going inside the structure, right, with the current branch and the longest branch, and is I think the problem is that these are actually not pointers, right? These are not pointers. And it's passing them by reference. And so they become pointers within the, so we get the address off, right? So, and then we are assigning like this. And so I think that we destroy actually the other, I think we destroy the other array. I can ask the AI, he created it, but I think it's wrong. Fuck. What I really like of the AI, you know, that when you tell him something, it's saying you are absolutely correct, And I appreciate your attention to detail. I mean, your attention to detail. It needs to work, you know? The array should be copied when assigning the longest branch to have one intended modification. Yeah, exactly. You bitch. And then he's doing exactly the same, right? He's doing exactly the same. Now when assigning the longest to current branch, it copies the content. Ensure the original array is not modified. I mean, you didn't do any changes. You didn't do any changes. Bro, you didn't do any changes. The AI is too stupid, actually. The AI is so stupid, it's impossible to work with. Or there is some other bug, right? But I think that this is what happens. I mean, we can trace it. We can launch it in debug mode and see. But definitely, I think that the other structure will be destroyed. So the result is that when then you go back and pop, you are popping up from the wrong array, I think. Not 100% sure though. But we can debug it. You see what it does, your AI, Hula? It's just making a mess. The AI is just making a mess. I think that you can use the AI to get a sense of how the structure of the code could be. But if you are relying on the AI to actually give you the right answer, I think you are in deep trouble. You are really in deep trouble. Okay, let's see. Now we are in debug mode. So let's see what happens, right? So the two branches at the beginning should be completely empty, right? Yes, they are completely empty. So we enter into the structure, we add the first node, right? Wait, what is going on? Okay, we add the first node, so now we have one in the current branch. We check this. We check if the current branch is greater than the longest branch. Longest branch at the moment is empty. So we do this assignment, right? So one thing I want to say, if I watch this and I watch this, do they point into the same? Yeah, you see, they point. Yeah, exactly. They are the same pointer now. They are the same pointer, or no? No, they are not. The element within is the same pointer, but I think they are still separate. Okay, let's see. So then I go recursive into it. Yeah, this will take a bit because it's a medium room, so yeah, no, but they are still separate actually. So in reality it is correct. So the problem is when we go back then. I can also use the level, which maybe is easier. So we have a current branch of 5, which is the longest. And we are popping on the current branch. I think the logic is okay though. So we are popping on the current branch. We reach the maximum length of 5. And now we are printing it. Did we? But sorry, but we didn't see it all, no? Huh? I mean, we have like 20 plus rooms. We did like 5. Huh? I don't understand. Is my tree structure wrong? Maybe my tree structure is wrong actually. Is it? What do you mean variable is optimized? Please, I need this tree structure. Variable is optimized. Maybe we don't add all the rooms properly. Maybe we don't add all the rooms properly to the tree. Could be, huh? Okay, I will let it go actually. I will let it go. And then I will check. Yeah, I found only those 5 rooms, yes. So actually it seems it's okay. So maybe we don't add all the rooms properly. If we don't find the father, do we return anything or no? Let me do that though. Even if, I mean, the way we check if the current room is equal to the father room that we passed in. So in theory, should always be valid, no? I create a new node, I add it to the child, then I set level +1 and return true. When I return true, if I found the place where to attach, I return true, and so basically I exit right from the wall recursive thingy, right? So yeah, it should be okay. I don't understand why. You know what we can do? Let's just print out how many rooms we are adding, because I think that we may have a problem in adding the rooms. Which will be my code and not the AI code. Touche. Touche. Let's see how many rooms we add. Took me a moment to realize what you meant by the dungeon generation start. Yeah, I know. When I created the name, I saw the dung, but but I can call it done, but yeah. Yeah, I know. I knew it, you know, when I created it, but I didn't want to type dungeon, you know, every time. It was too long because we have so many dungeon stuff. We have dungeon room, dungeon start, dungeon generation, dungeon, so it would become so long. So let's see how many times we actually print out the actual room addition, right? Because I want to see. Because maybe this part is wrong. Actually, I don't see it anywhere. I see it here. No overlaps. I see it here. Adding room. No, I think I have an issue in the wait. We are not adding. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think we crashed. Why? Attempting to use container element. What was it saying? No, but I think we are not adding all the rooms. That's why we are not adding all the rooms to our structure for whatever reason. We're not adding all the rooms, so I missed a case or something. But in theory, you know, check overlap, right? So only after the overlap. So if this is true, but in theory, no, it looks correct actually. So we enter, but we don't find the father. Maybe we don't find the father actually. Wait a second, maybe I did the stupid thing of setting this before the generation, but I don't think so. For loop, select. There is the previously spawned room, right? No, it seems to be correct to me. Why? Father child. Why? Is this happening or what? Check the specifier address is not part of an element within the container. Useful to check if the reference argument are going to be validated by possible reallocation. No, because our add room, you know, has been listed one. What? Once only? What? Huh? What the hell is going on? There's something wrong, guys. There's something wrong. There is something wrong, I don't know why. So add new room. Here is the first one, right? So the father is null. So we just create our top structure and we are good. Then the second time, we get the father as room 2C and the child as room 4C. And so we do that as well. So let me see if we manage to find the father, or I'm doing something stupid, I don't know. So is the father yes. So we create an attach, right? So we have so now we added the first room, which is room C40 whatever. Then we go in again, right? And now we are adding, now this will not be the same, right? I assume, exactly. So we go in and we recurse, right? We recurse, fine. And we actually find, wait. Stair C2. Stair C2, wait a second. Current node. Oh my god. Can I see my tree structure? Oh, okay, I can. Yeah, but it's broken. It's broken. It's broken. The structure is broken. Why is broken? Why the structure is broken? Why is starting from level 1, by the way? Room 2C level 1. And children is level 0. Why? You crazy? Is this inverted? Like... Uh-oh. Did I add the father instead of the child, or why? I think I did something very stupid, because... Wait a second. Father, child. I create a new dungeon room with a child. And then I add the current node. Well, the current node is always equal to the father, right? In this case, yeah, absolutely. And then I do current node. Ah, okay, here is the problem. Oh, it is one problem, but it's just for the level. Because I need to say that this new node level is current level plus 1. Okay, this was just a stupid thing. Fine. And maybe just for... No. Okay, there was a small mistake just on the level. It's fine. But I don't understand, like, Ray Room 01C. Wait a second, let me just redo it so we recompile and everything. Yeah, the current level was wrong. It's fine. Do 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 do. Is the background music still too low? I mean, if it's too low, I can raise it a bit. Maybe like this is a bit better. Okay. So we need this to work, guys, because if this doesn't work, it's not really useful to us. So we need this to actually be working. So we added the father, right? We have our tree structure that now has the father room and is level 0, has 0 children. So we go with the next one, and it seems that here the children is properly attached, and actually also is level 1, which is nice. And then we come here again and we say that we have room 1C exactly as the father, and this is the child. So let me see if this one is properly attached. Yes, it is, because again we have a children, and we have this at level 2, which is pretty good. Then we go in again, and now we attach to room 1C, so it should be a children of this. Okay, and actually it works. Then we come in with room 4C0. Room 4C0, which is this one. Yeah, again. Okay, so we go one level deeper, and actually we do. So now we have a stair, which is stair 2C. So we go in again, and yeah, actually it seems to be working fine. I don't understand. Here we connected the room. Okay, let me see if adding room, right? Room C0. I mean, it looks like it's okay. I don't know what happened. So we add another children here. Level 6, room 10. We are at the moment we are continuously going in the same kind of branch. Father is stair. Wait a second. Here. Okay. Here I think is the first problem, because we are coming in with a father that is stair 3_C, which is actually not in the list. Why? Huh. And so this one will not be added, actually. Maybe are the stairs that are fucking up things? Let me see. I think they may be the stairs. Wait. They may be the stairs. How do we add the stairs? But it should be the same. Maybe not. The stairs. In theory, we select and spawn the next room is easier, right? And in the select and spawn, we have the stair thing, and the stair thing. So we pick a room from here. We spawn the actor, and we cast it to dungeon gem room type. We cast it to dungeon gem room type. Is this cast that is like broken? Like the stairs are not deriving from this? That is a possibility, actually. No. Dungeon gen room type C. Dungeon gen room type C. Dungeon gen type C. No, they are all properly. And so I don't understand what is going on. So why we got a father of a stair? Because the logic is the same. The logic is exactly the same. This is strange. This next room. Ah! Fuck. Yeah. Is a mistake. No, I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. Because here we don't have the previously spawned already set. Okay, okay, I think I got it. I think I got the bug. I think I got the bug, boys. Let's see. No, not at all. Not at all. No, 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 sorry. No. It was correct. No, this is correct. But then, are we sure that we are... Because this is the second room. This is the first room. Are we sure that this works also in case of stairs? Yeah, in theory, yes. But it looks like there is a case where we don't arrive to this point. Oh my god. There must be some stupid thing somewhere. But it's definitely after the stair number 3. Let me see, huh? So room 03C, array room 1, stair 2C, array room 1. By the way, here in this log we don't see all the printouts. Interesting. Strange. First room. I don't understand. Why we don't see now the... Why we don't see anymore the adding room? Did I remove it or why? Okay, let's just redo it. I don't know, I'm so confused now. Let's just redo it. 2. Exit. Right? Add room. Okay. Add room for C. Add room for C. Add room 1C. 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 You see that he arrives at a certain point and then he stops, right? So like if he's not able to search the he's not finding the father. He's not finding the father. There is a case where he's not finding the father, that's for sure. He's not finding the father anymore. There is a case here where he's not finding the right father. I don't know why, but he's not. There is a moment here where he cannot find the father for this child. What the hell is going on? I don't know. There is a mistake. There is a mistake. I mean, it's obviously there is a mistake. It's just that I don't know where is it, but obviously there is one. There is a mistake somewhere. So I think it's in this recursion though. Is in this recursion, right? So if the current node is, so I'm passing the current node, I'm checking if it's equal to the father. So I'm just exiting earlier or what? I don't think so, because if I was exiting earlier, is this found through the problem? No, because if I find it, then I can really go out. Yeah, exactly. So where is the issue? I think we will see at a certain point that he cannot find the father, right? Adding room. Adding room. Why? Why I don't see the... Huh? Bro, that is so strange. I get my add room until a certain point, and then I don't get... And then I don't get the arrow. I don't get the arrow, and I don't get the add room. What? That is so weird. Huh? But I'm still adding rooms, right? Here I'm still adding rooms. But it's like if at a certain point I'm not entering into this anymore. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this. I just want to understand if I'm not entering into this function properly, or if I am not recursing the tree properly. I don't know, it's so strange, but anyway, that is a stupid bug. When we will find it, we will be like, oh yes! Oh! We'll be like this. Because it must be a very, very stupid bug, I assume. I hope this guy is not deallocating my garbage collection, like going in and deleting all my stuff. I don't know. I mean, if it's something like that, that would be weird. So I will just let it go. And I want to see the result, right? In the result, I just want to see the adding room. Yeah, you see like here, adding room cannot find father, right? Okay. Okay, now we get the proper thing. Why we didn't get it before, no idea. Yeah, there are a number of rooms that we are actually adding. Ah, no. This is because he overlaps. Okay, when he overlaps is fine. When he overlaps, we obviously don't have... All these are overlapping. But already here, we don't find the father. Cannot find father, Ray room 1C8 for child. What do you mean? Cannot find father. Ay. Ay. Cannot find father. So you see here is adding, added. So he finds and adds, finds and add, but then at a certain point, which is, it seems that is after the overlaps. Yeah, I think it's after the overlaps. Because you see no overlap. Now here it goes into an overlaps. So there is one room that actually needs to be destroyed. Right? One room that actually needs to be destroyed. That's a good point, actually. So after the overlap, we destroy the actor. We destroy the actor, but we have already set the previous room. No, but this should still be valid, no? Currently spawn room. Previous spawn room. Get random available connection. No, I think I need to do... Wait. I think I need... I'm okay in spawning a new room, but the father... The father is actually the owner of this connection. Yes. What? What? This is the father. This is the father. This previously thing is wrong. He's wrong. He's wrong. He's absolutely wrong. Better. Better. Now our branch is 18. Has a length of 18, which is definitely better. Better. Was actually not an easy bug. I thought it was, but it was not. What is this line, by the way? Do we have an issue with the mapping of this door? Or is it because there was something else that... I mean, this looks actually wrong. It looks okay this side, but looks wrong this side. Maybe the... Huh? Yeah. Why? Oh my god, the room is not the same size? No, it's impossible. Wait. The door is not... The door is not the proper size. Huh? Ouch. No, I don't understand. I do not understand. I do not understand. Okay. So when we have a door on one side, okay, when we use the off wall, okay, good to know. When we use the off wall, we need to oh my god, I think this is everywhere. This is in every room then. Potentially. Well, if there is a column, so... No, I think it's only when you have an off wall. Yeah, only when you have an off wall, you have to rotate it the other way. Only when you have only when you have enough wall on the left. actually. Which is a bit of a weird, like here, for example. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Exactly. When you have an off wall on the left, it may happen. Okay. Okay, we also fixed that, which is nice. Okay, but now I think our longest path seems to be working okay, right? Which is good. So our longest path seems to be working fine. Now, can we add a function that is called like get last room or something like this? And I'm thinking, can we? How do we want to? Yeah, because now there is the reasoning of the longest branch, or of the or of all the other branches, right? So okay, for now, just to do it, just to have something, you know, we can identify the longest branch, and we can decide that the last room is the problem is that we cannot swap it with the array room, right? So we don't know what is the last branch until we generated the world dungeon. So, but still, I think we could have it, right? We could have it. So now, what can we do? We can have two things. We can have find longest branch, and we can have find last room, something like that. Well, in theory, we can just return. Yeah, so if I return this structure, right, that we created for this structure, right, that we created for our the only problem will be I don't like it too much, because if I return an actor, then I will have to scan all the actors in the level, right? Which is a very bad idea. So probably the best would be that we are already storing, right, all the actors that are linked. Yeah, we have to do that. We have to do that also, because if we want to destroy the dungeon, we need that. So let me say that in our dungeon start, we also add a new variable that I would say can be a U property, which is a T array of just a T array of actors, right? And so I don't even know if we really need this, because this is just an actor, right? So we can have just a T array of actor, and that's it. Unless we want to add more information, I don't think it's really needed. So this will be like all the rooms, right? And every time we add a new room, I think we can put the actor into this list. And then if we have to do any kind of searches for any reason, you know, or any destruction, we will just get all the rooms, right? Which which is a bit of a duplication of this tree structure, but this one is easier to navigate, right? Because we have just an array with all our stuff, so I mean, it's kind of the same. Should we just keep the one in the tree? We can just keep the one in the tree. Actually, the one in the tree is already all the rooms, right? So we are kind of duplicating if we... No, because my reasoning was... if I have to return a room... yeah. Well, it's the same. It's similar. It's similar. It's similar. It's kind of similar. It's kind of similar. It's kind of similar, actually. I mean, this actually is the same. I mean, even if it's null, we don't care. I mean, even if it's null, we don't care. Yeah, so find longest branch can actually be... can actually return an actor. And this means that we will have the room, right? Which is already pointing to the right one. So yeah, I think it's okay. I think we can keep the 3. We can keep the 3 as the only structure that is keeping the files, the rooms, I mean. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. So now... So are you working on how the dungeon is actually generated so it makes more sense as a dungeon? No, that part I would say for now is okay. I mean, even for the rare rooms, we need to do something similar. What I'm working on now is to know how the dungeon is generated. I mean, how the final dungeon looks. And where we should put the items inside the dungeon, because we don't want to put the, I don't know, the chest, you know, in the first room, right, or in the second room, or in the third room. So we want to find... So I'm trying to understand how do we analyze the dungeon after it's generated, and we can actually do some reasoning on where to put the loot or the monsters or the keys or the doors, right? Like if we need to have a reasoning of key and door, I don't want to put the key of door number 4 in room number 5, right? Because they will make it impossible to open, because you can access to 5 only going through 4, right? So there are some dependencies based on the sequence, and so now I'm storing the sequence in a tree, and so we can then navigate that tree to make decisions on what to spawn when. So now this one will return my room, right? It's not exactly the last room, but it's the room with the longest branch, right? So here we find the room with the longest branch. So we can actually analyze our dungeon and know which is the room that is the longest branch in the generation. And now we have it. So what we can do at this point is, for example, to spawn something like a chest, you know. So if we want a chest, I need to take it from the other project. Yeah, look at how much it takes to load our main project and how much it takes to load the clean one. Yeah, there is just a bit more in our project. Just a bit. Yeah, there are a million things at the moment. So okay, so could you just make all the key generic so they work with any locked door? Well, it will still not solve this problem, right? Because if you have a door that is before the key, you cannot get the key, right? So this problem is still valid, but yeah, potentially we could have any door, any key opening any door. Could be, yeah. I don't know. At the moment, I'm just one step before that. I'm just trying to analyze our dungeon and take decisions based on that, but yeah. So okay, so we have a chest. So we have a chest. So now how do we I cannot just spawn a static mesh, right? No, I always have to spawn an actor. So for everything, you have to create an actor. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's fine with me. No problem. No problem. Boop. And we have our chest. And we have our chest. Okay, so now the question is, let's say that I want to spawn a chest, right? Now I know the last room. So now I know the room with the longest branch. Because I know it. It's this room. Now, how do I spawn a chest inside that room, considering that the room can be anything? The room can be any... Oh, fuck. If it's a stair, is a problem. Yeah, the last room can actually be a stair. The last room can actually be a stair. No! Well, if it's a stair, then I guess we will not use it, but... Okay. Yeah, I have to manage that case. So he has to be the last meaningful room, not just the last room. But a key chest is just something you're pushing player to go everywhere in the dungeon so they can be a mini boss. Yeah. Yeah, it can also be a boss, right? So now we are spawning a chest, but can be a boss, can be a can be anything. Can be a fountain of youth that you lose like 4 years. You become like 4 years younger when you go there. You know. Can be anything. So the question is, how do we spawn? Apart from the so the first problem I think that we have is that is that certain rooms have connections. So like, for example, in this room, right? Now let's take one that is worse than this. So this room is worse than that because this room has 2 connections, right? So like if I place a chest here would be kind of weird, right? So I think that the chest could be, for example, in this room, the chest could be here. So I need to identify I had to sneeze. So I have to identify a place, right, where my chest can be. So can I use another trick? Like I really like the box collision. Can we have another? We can have a sphere collision. We can use a sphere collision. We can use a sphere collision and put it, you know. Now the problem will be that depending on the size of the object, right? Depending on the size of the object, this point may be different, right? Like if it's a chest, if it's a butt, you know, we can't. Yeah, like having the chest exactly touching the wall, we cannot be hard because it depends on the size of the chest. So, or I put this. Well, I can also do this. I can put this in the corner. And then I calculate the size of my chest and I put it exactly. Yeah, that could be an idea. A boss can be in a stair. Yeah, maybe. Well, it's not very easy to fight on a stair, no? Yeah, but for now, let's put it. So if I do it like this, now you will have to know in which direction. Well, it will be X and Y positive, right? X and Y positive. So if I do this, let's say that I do this, right? And I say, and then I create a function that is called place looting room, right? And and it is the room, right? So the first thing I have to do, I have to get all components by class, where the class is my sphere component. And now I guess that for now we can just get the first one. So basically every room needs to have at least one spawn point, right? And if there are more, I think we can randomize, right? Well, I can do that already. I can just land and -1. and then just randing range, rand range integer between 0 and this, right? And then we get this. Okay, so this will just randomize between all the points that are inside my room. And then what? And then I have the coordinates, right? So I get the world location of this thing. And then I want to spawn, right? I want to spawn an actor from class. And I want my chest, right? And the coordinates will be... the rotation. The rotation. The rotation. The rotation. The rotate. Well. Yeah, the rotation needs to be the same as... The rotation needs to be the same as this guy. I assume. But, I mean, depends how the chest is built, because certain chests may be rotated wrong. But anyway, if that's the case, we can fix the chest maybe, I don't know. But then we rotate all the chests in the world. Oh my god. Yeah, this rotation is a bit of a problem, right? It's kind of a problem. It's kind of a problem. We can get the sides. We can get the extent. We can get the box. What? We can get the bounds. Okay. We can get the bounds of this chest. And we can then calculate, right? We can then calculate the x and the y. The z I think we don't care because we are already at the proper z. But we need to calculate like half of this, right? So I divide it by 2. And this one also I divided by 2. And then we move our... and then we set the world location. We set the actor location to be the same z. I think that the z is fine. I think the z is the same z, and the x and the y is the x plus that, right? And I don't know if this is a good idea, but I don't see any other way, right? Yeah, so depending on the sides, okay, so this will spawn the chest in the last room, in theory. In theory, if we copy it, if we put this in every room, right? Because we have to put this in every room, so that every room has at least one. Do we want to have it as a child of the floor or not? Well, I don't know. This case is identical. Fantastic. So room 2 is the entrance, so I would not do that. Then in the rail room, now if we are lucky, the rail room is the last one, but I think it would not happen. But anyway, I think it's very unlikely that the last room will be. array room, but fine. What? This is not okay. This is not 50 compliant. This is 10 compliant. Okay, so it's fine. So the top right will be here, and the rotation will be 90 like this, so that the x is pointing. So the chest will be here, right? Look in this direction. Hopefully. I don't know. Maybe. Then so room 3, we have to add that as well. Room 3, I don't know, can be here. Main. Room 3 can be here, and room 4, we just placed it. Now in the stairs for now I will not put it, okay? I will not put it. So if we end up with a stair, is a problem. But I think it's unlikely because we have less stairs, so... Okay. Do you want to see if it works or not? Drum roll. Boom. Now the problem is to find it. So now we have to find it. Okay, assuming that, I mean, considering that we start from here, right? What is the longest? What is the longest? Wow, we have two stairs, one going this way and one going that way. Look at the randomization, how beautiful it is. Well, the dungeon seems to be big, so maybe it's that room, right? That room looks like the one that is the more... so, or is that room, or is that room? One of the two. Drum roll. Okay, let's assume that it's this one. I think it's this one, but let's see. Nope. I don't see any chest. Okay. So maybe... is this room? Nope. I don't see any chest. Maybe it doesn't spawn actually. Or is it this one? Which will be nice because it's also a rare room. So that would be very nice. Oh yes, it is. Okay, our chest is very small. So we could have probably moved the point a bit more to the left, but to the right. But it actually looks okay. So yeah, depending on the size of the object, this may be placed right. Or we do the opposite. We do the center. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, we have our chest. We have our chest, boys. And I tell you, finding this room is not very easy. Finding this room is not easy. From our starting position. GG. I will never find it. I will never... Ah, we're going up here. Maybe it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. I have the feeling it's here. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. That is probably the starting one. Yeah, it is. So going backward, we found it. This dungeon is I think 30 rooms or so. Yeah, so imagine, you know, that you enter, right? You enter and you start to explore. Now look at the particle. You enter and you start to explore, right? And then maybe here you have a trap, or you have a door that is actually closed. You need to pick lock it, right? And then you go here, maybe there is a monster and whatever, and here there is some stuff to do. Maybe there is a puzzle, you know, and maybe here you have also something to unlock, and you find a key, and so on, right? Yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like it. I like it. I actually like it. Okay, so now this reasoning is very simple reasoning, right? So this is just saying, I want the latest room, right? I want the latest room, and put something there, right? And put something there. Now we may say, hey, we want to spawn so this one is done. This one is actually done. We didn't do this yet, the algorithm for rare rooms, but I think we have to do it sooner or later. So it is done, right? I mean, it's done in terms of logic. Then in our game we can do more things. You know, we can randomize the chest, randomize the loot. We can do more stuff, right? Because in our game we have way more stuff that we can play with. Now here we are playing just very simply with a separate project, right? This is a separate project. This is not our game. So, but I think I like what we did. So I think now the next level would be to add the doors, right? To add doors in certain places that have keys, or to have. So I think what I want to do, I want to add doors. Add doors you can lockpick, right? I want to add doors you can lockpick, and then I want to add doors with keys you can find. Openable with keys you can find. Now the first one is easier, right? Because it doesn't require any logic of this comes first, this comes next, right? So I think that the lock picking is way easier. Right? So you can add gates that you can brute force, right? And yeah. So to do that, so to add doors you can lockpick. To add doors you can lockpick. Okay, the first problem that we have is that we need a door that is actually fitting into this thing. And we don't have it. Well, we have a door, but it's not really fitting into this properly. No, I think we can, because we can put the actual hinge, because you need a hinge, right? Because that passage is too big, and there is actually a hinge mesh, and if we put the hinge mesh together with the door, then we are fine, which is actually a pretty good idea, I think. So we will have, yeah, we will have the hinge and the door together. So if I search, here door, the door is this, which is actually used by this, but it's not good. I think we need this. So let me export this one. No, let me migrate it. So we migrate this into this. And then we migrate the hinge. I don't know if the hinge is called the hinge. No, it's not called the hinge. It's called like doorway. It's called like doorway. It's not called doorway. Ay, ay, ay. It's not called doorway. Seriously? It's called door. Okay, it's this thing, and we have three possibilities. We have this one. We have this one, which is all golden and thing. And we have this one. Well, this one looks identical to the first. Yeah, actually it is. I know, the shape is different. Oi, 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 oi. Oi, 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 oi. Which one is fitting then? Oi, 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 oi. Okay, let me see. Which one is fitting? Hello, Trip Non Reality. Are you going to have doors at different lockpick levels? If so, would it make sense to have them like a bonus rare room to have in chat? Yes, 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 yes. Yes, we have. Yeah, I'm thinking. I mean, I have a lot of ideas. I just don't want to, think about it too much now, because I'm behind, in terms of. I mean, still we need a lot of steps, but basically, I would like each dungeon to require crafting, lockpicking, brute force, magic, puzzle solving, and combat. All those things. Completely randomized, right? And yeah. And crafting as well, right? Yes, and crafting. And in addition, maybe also materials. Also materials. So maybe there are certain places where there is like a pedestal and you have to put some materials in the pedestal, right? Plus there can be levers, and all of that. So the idea now, I don't understand the difference too much, but it seems that this is fitting. This door is fitting into this, and this is door 01. Okay. So yeah, I would like basically a dungeon to require a number of skills. Now, the problem could be that one guy may not do it by himself, but I think it's good as well, right? So, I don't know. But yeah, I want, because there is also another way of going into the direction of the money sink, right? Economy, right? Because if the dungeon is requiring certain materials, right, to actually be completed, and those materials are not that trivial, right? So you need, I don't know, a crystal sphere or whatever, right? And that is costing you kind of money meaning game money, or resources in the game, right, to craft. Now, you know, everything start to connect, right? Everything start to connect. So economy, crafting, right? And so maybe there is a guy that is good at crafting something and is selling it to you, and you use it in the dungeon because it's a dungeon of whatever, Dakru, Curse, the Return number 3, and it requires a special bone treated in a certain way and whatever, right? So I don't know. I mean, then possibilities are infinite, right? At the moment, we just need a good system that allows us to generate different dungeons and be able to manage all those elements, right? So doors, keys, gates, chest, you know. When we have that, my life will be so much easier, because today, if I want to create a dungeon like the one that we did for the dwarven guys, I mean, it's so long and takes so much, and when I finish it, he has nothing inside, right? If I do it manually, he has nothing inside. So then I have to say, oh, now I want to place loot and here, and while if this is generated, it's so much easier for me. It may be not that nice as the one that is manually created, because I think manually created probably will look nicer at the end. But depends on the quality of the generator, right? Depends on the quality of the randomization. Plus, we may also randomize and pick. So we randomize 10 and we manually pick 1. We save it, we load it into the game, and that is the one that is staying in the game for 2 weeks. And then I generate another one, I remove it, I restart the server, and you have a new dungeon, you know, for the next 2 weeks, right? You see the power of this? The power of this is infinite. It's infinite power. Infinite power. Infinite power. Hello. Hello, Nerisex. Hey, thank you for the raid. Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you. So nice to be raided by someone. Hey. If you want to know what I'm doing, I mean who we are and what we do, since you just came here through the raid, we make a game that is called Plane Shift. That has been my past hobby. I mean, my pastime hobby, and current as well hobby for a very long time. And a lot of people joined helping during the years, and we had at a certain point, I think we had like more than 10 people working on it for sure. I don't know what was the peak, but is a fantasy MMO set in in a original setting. So we have our own, you know, races and gods and lore and magic and stuff and NPC and yeah, and cities and whatever. So the game is playable today. So if you want to try it, you can just go to our main site. You can find the link just scrolling below, and you can click on download now, and yeah, you can download it. It's a free game. We do it just because we like it. We are not really trying to make a lot of money out of it. I mean, obviously if you generate some money through donations, it's nice, but that's not really the purpose. I mean, it's not a commercial project, right? We do it because we like doing it. Okay, so now we have this. And so I think I can create a new blueprint, which would be called is an actor. Yes, it doesn't move. And this would be called door 1 with a lot of fantasy name. And door 1 will be made of 2 static meshes. Now I'm just creating it simply here, but in our game we already have, you know, a proper functioning door, right, that you can actually open and close. So, but I'm just creating here for the purpose of demonstration, right, because I want to be able to visualize things, and so I'm gonna do it this way, but actually yeah. Anyway, if you have any questions on the game, please ask. No. Like the other way, or what? Yep, like everything should be 180. Please, the green one. It's not matching. Why is not matching? It's not matching. No, it's not matching because it's not centered. Much better. Okay, it is matching. So this will be our door. Now, it will really not open. I mean, we could have an animation, right, that is moving these two things, but I already have it in our main game, so it's a bit of a waste. See you, Neris. Thank you a lot for the raid. See you. Bye-bye. Thank you. I will have to go soon as well, because I'm going to dinner in a few, but let me free you guys from the trap. I don't know why you spawned there. There is people that spawned inside a box. It here is impossible, but we managed to do it. Oops, sorry. Okay, so this is our door 1. Now the problem would be, how do we spawn it in the proper place? Well, I guess the first thing is to ensure that these meshes are actually child of that, and this one is like the hinge, and this one are the two doors. And we have to ensure that this thing is actually centered on the 0, 0. Right, so this location I think should be actually 0. So if we do this, now I don't know about a rotation, we will have to see, but if I think if I do that and everything is centered in 0 compared to our now the problem is, how do we I think the simplest is if we add this as an ending, right? If we add it as an ending, we can see the result immediately, which is not what we want, but what is the ending thingy? The ending, close the remaining open connections. It's just spawning an end like this. Okay, let's spawn our door and see what happens. So if I spawn the door at the ending, in theory, looking from outside, we should see the door somewhere. There it is. There is one here. So let's see from the inside. Yep. I think it's actually good. I mean, we have the handles on the wrong side, right? But yeah, but in terms of position compared to the thing, seems to be good. So okay, so now there should be others, by the way. I think it's not the only, I don't think it's the only connection. Yeah, there are others here, right? Yeah, it seems that it's always the reverse, so that the handles are always inside instead of outside. But okay, so now if we want to add a door at the connection, so how do we do it? Well, actually we can. I mean, when we connect, right? There is a moment where we connect the two rooms. And maybe we can say that if they are not stairs, right? We can say that if they are not stairs, can I add a type on my, yeah, I think that would be a good idea. Because otherwise I always need to search through the thingies to understand if my room is a stair or is not a stair. I think it's probably easier if I just add here, you know, two variables. One is a stair, right? And another one is like is rare, and then is rare, we don't, yeah. Well, anyway, is stair is kind of easy, because then we can go in all the stairs, 1, 2, 3, and just flag them as stairs. So we can just say what? Class the what? Yeah, is stair through. Yeah, here. And is stair through. And is stair through. So now we have a way to know if our connecting piece is a stair. And maybe we want to say, if it's a stair, we don't want a door, right? Which I don't know. It's just the reasoning. I mean, maybe we want, but it's just to say that maybe now we want to place doors only between rooms that are not ending rooms. So how do we know? This will have to be done also after after the overlap. So when we are should, we are really connecting. Yes, when we are should, we are really connecting. So here we can say, if this is stairs, there was already this thing, you see? Okay, fuck. Okay, there was already something similar. So we can say if do I have the 2 rooms? Yeah, the 2 rooms are here, right? Yeah, exactly. So I can say if this is, we always have to cast to our dungeon thingy. I think both of them. No, this is already the right type. So we can say if this is not a stair and this also is not a stair, and these two have been connected, meaning that they are what? So if this is not a stair and this is not a stair, right? This is not a stair and this is not a stair, then and it is probably not the way we want to do it at the end, but it's just because I'm exploring the possibilities, right? I'm really exploring the possibilities at this point. So if this is a stair, is not a stair, then we want to spawn, right? Then we want to spawn our door. We want to spawn our door. The problem is where? We want to spawn it. Because we can choose the side, right? We can choose if it's one side or the other side. Actually, the 2 connectors are... No, the 2 connectors are in the same place. No, so it's the same. It's the same. It's the same. It's the same. I can... the only point is that I need the connector position, which is this guy. Because this guy is a room, this guy is a connector. Right? Yeah. So I need this guy to get word location. And I think I also need a rotation of it, because the door needs to be rotated, you know, properly. And I think it needs to be rotated 90 degrees compared to the... Yeah, because if I rotate it, if I put it as it is, it will be rotated wrong. So the location I think is good, but the rotation... come on. Get actor rotation. Get word rotation. Okay, get word rotation. So I will have to rotate this 90 degrees vertically, right? I think we did this already. How was the thing? I split it and I did a plus 90. Okay, fine. That's probably the easiest, yeah. So I split it and I do, because the rotator, I tried the rotator but was not working very nicely. I don't know, it's a bit of hard to do. It should be super easy to add a rotator to another one, but it was not working. Okay, so So this means, and we can say, you know, maybe 50% of the time. I don't know. Yeah, because otherwise we will have it always, right? We can maybe we can maybe rand in range. No, rand in boolean. Yeah, nice. We can rand boolean, and we can say 50% of the time, right? 50% of the time. 50% of the times. How do you say in English? 50% of the times? Yeah, 50% of the times. So 50% of the times we spawn this, right? So now if we run it again, and again in our game will be very different, but the logic will be very similar. The actual implementation will be different. So basically now here is our starting room. Okay, because the connector is 100 below. Yep. So on the Z, we need to go up 100 always, because our connector is actually 100 below the door for other reasons, and so yeah, and this works already, and this works also for the first room, as we have seen, right? So there is a 50-50 chance that you have a door in the first room, right? Like now I have it. I think it should be minus then, or what? Should be plus 90 instead of minus 90, because we want it to be rotated this way. I want it to be rotated this way. For example, now there is not, right? Now there is no door. Now here there is a door, right? I can go through it. Here there is no door. I mean, it's 50-50, so yeah. I mean, it most likely is one yes, one no. But like here we have a yes, here we have a no, here we have a no, here we have a yes, here we have a no, right? But because it's a stair. Stair we said no all the time. Okay, it seems to be working. This is yes, no, yes, no. So these doors may be lock-picked, or they may just be open. So we can maybe give it another 50% or whatever, that they need to be lock-picked, or that they are actually... Yeah, you see, like here we had a set of 3 with no door, right? So this was easy. No door, no door, no door, no door. And here we have a door. Okay, that's very nice. I really like it. I think it's starting to take shape, you know. It's starting to be... yeah, more useful. Right? Let me just post a screenshot of this. We can say... Okay, guys, I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching, and unfortunately I have to run, so I don't have yeah, but we will see each other tomorrow evening, 9:30 p.m. European time. So you can join if you want to click on follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube. That would be very nice. Also, we have a Patreon site. And you can download the game to play it if you want, right? Is downloadable right now. I have to run, so I would say bye-bye. And see you soon! Bye!